All right, good morning. It's Monday morning conference call again, pre-recorded again. We actually this week on vacation with the family down at Anna Maria Island. We come here every year. It's a wonderful, beautiful place. And so we're just having a great time. And we're fresh off the heels. Thursday and Friday, we spent the day at a leadership conference with Senior Life. Got refreshed, got recharged, vision set before us again. And I had a great speaker. Howard Partridge was there. If you've never heard of him, check him out on Instagram, Facebook. He's got a great book called Failure to Implement. Really like to get several of you some copies of that. Go on Amazon, buy the book. It's great. We had an entire lesson, our teaching on each chapter in that book. It was just real good, just stuff that I needed to be reminded of, and I know a lot of our leadership were really blessed by that. And then we had some of the leaders in the company, some of the top leaders, top performers, top managers, to speak, and always love to see what people are doing and to learn things. And one thing that we just really stuck out to me about the conference, I want to share with you real quick, is, everyone that spoke had a similar story. And there was just a wide range of people that spoke in the leadership. People that were, younger than me, people that were older than me, people that were about my age. And one thing that I noticed, with these top leaders in this field and in this profession and in this company, these are people that have just really, they are the elite. They'll go above and beyond, and there's nothing real special about these people. Most of them have been doing this, working in this business with this company for less than 10 years. One of the managers that I actually had an opportunity to spend some time with, it's grown a big team and it's being super, super successful, writing a ton of business every week, has only done this for about 4 or 5 years. And so, time is something that helps. But it's not always the person that's done it the longest that makes the most money or that is the most successful. It's not always the most intelligent or the smartest, or the best looking, the most talented. Those are all great, tangible things to have, but it doesn't always make you the best. And I remember working construction. I got to thinking about this on my drive down. I worked construction, probably the hardest job I've ever had. And I worked hard. And I really, at one time, thought that would be the field that I would end up in. I had the dream to, be a general contractor, build houses. I actually did that for a few years and made a career out of it, but ended up in the insurance business. I'm so glad I did, because it has given me a much better life, I feel like, and something that really fits me and suits me a lot better and got me out of that hot sun, laying on the beach. I want to be in the sun when I want to be in the sun, not because I have to be in the sun. And I want to be out where it's hot when I want to be where it's hot, not because I have to be. And so, that's one of the things that I really thank God and, for is giving me a job where I can be inside the air-conditioned car or inside an air-conditioned house or office when I'm working. And it's just the little things, you think of that makes you grateful. But I remember working, in construction. I remember saying every day I'm going to be the hardest worker on this job site. And I was. Most of the time I would work myself like a crazy man all day long. And then the foreman on the job, a guy I really looked up to, he had done it longer than anybody I knew. He had been in construction for over 30 years. He knew everything there was to know about it. But then the owner of the company would come by about once a day, just check on the progress of everything. But he was the one that was making the most money. He wasn't the hardest worker. He hadn't been doing it the longest. But he was just, he was just in a different position. I think about that a lot of times. It's not always the hardest workers. It's not always the ones that's done it the longest. But it's the one who has their mind right and the right mindset, and they see themselves in a certain way, and they trust the process. These are the things that I think really separate. And this is what I took from the leadership conference, and these are things that I've studied all of my career. And I really believe this. Mindset is the most important thing. I believe mindset is 95% of it. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as someone who deserves to be successful, who deserves to have the finer things in life, who deserves to be, a little bit better every single day? And then do you have a mindset that will allow you to trust the process? Over and over we heard this, trust the process, trust the process. In our business, in our industry, the process is simple. You've got to take enough leads to talk to enough people. You got to take 20 leads every week. You're going to hear us say this over and over. If you're getting tired of it, I'm sorry, but it's over and over. This is the process. You've got to take 20 leads minimum every single week. You've got to make at least 15 presentations every single week. You've got to sell or close at least 5 people every single week. And you've got to trust that that's what it takes and that's what you got to do. See, some people are just too smart, too intellectual. You think you know better than the system, but listen, you got to be wise, not just smart. You got to be wise, not just educated. And a wise man says, if the system works for somebody else, it'll work for me. And the one thing that was the same with every single manager that spoke at the Leadership Conference for Senior Life, they all referred back to the system and they all said the same things. You've got to work 20 leads minimum every week. You got to make 15 presentations every single week, and you've got to close 5 people. And if you'll trust that process, get your mindset right, and just do that, you will be successful. And you've got to make your first call at 9 o'clock every single Monday morning, every single Tuesday morning, every single Wednesday morning, and you've got to work until dark 30 every single day. That's the process. And if you'll trust that process, and you'll have the type of mindset that says, hey, the process is going to work. If I'll just trust the process, if I'll just do the things that I need to do, not try to outsmart the system. You can't outsmart the system. The system is tried and proven. It has been in place for so many years, and it has built so many careers and made so many great leaders. And if you want to get to that next level and you really want to excel in this business, then once you've done that 3 days a week, spend the other days training your team and growing your team and recruiting every single Thursday, every single Friday, and on Saturdays. And that system will take you all the way to the top. And I was just so reminded over and over during the sessions of how true that really is. So listen, that's all I've got for you, and that's how simple it really is. Trust the system. Get your mindset right. Like I said, it's 95% mindset. And the mindset is what will allow you to wake up every Monday morning and say, I got to do this. 9 o'clock, I make my first call. Dark 30, from 9 to dark 30, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, I'm going to spend growing my team, training my team, bettering my team, and recruiting. If you'll do that, you'll be successful. Listen, I hope you have a great week. This year, almost halfway over. It's time to get serious. You know, the name of our conference was The Takeover. That's kind of been our slogan all year, The Takeover. We want to take over this industry. We want to take over the insurance industry. And we want to be the ones when people look around and they think of Final Expense Life Insurance, they think of, Senior Life, and even just as importantly, they think of Agents Resource Group, because we're going to grow one hell of a team in size and in premium written. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it with people like you, the ones of you that are listening. We're going to do this. We're going to trust the system. We're not going to take our foot off the gas, and we're definitely not going to put our foot on the brakes, but we're going wide open, full throttle into this. The leaders, listen, you leaders that were with us at that meeting, we made a pledge to each other at the end of that meeting that we were going to trust the system, we were going to work the system, we were going to get our minds right, keep our minds right, and we're going to do the things that we need to do to be successful. I look around at this family vacation we're on, and there were a time I couldn't afford to do this. I couldn't afford to come and buy, rent a condo. I had to stay with my in-laws. First couple years I came here, I'd come down and spend 2 or 3 days with my family and have to go back and work because I had to do it. But I finally got myself to a place over the last few years where I can do this. I can take off and I don't have to worry about the bills getting paid while I'm gone, or this or that, or what's happening. The system is what's got me here. By doing this day in and day out, being persistent, being consistent over and over. And it's a good place to be. My son was asking today, we're riding down the road, and he looked over and he said, Dad, what are all these people? I said, son, that's the public beach. That's where you go when you're not staying here. You just drive down, you park here, you go down the beach, It just blew his mind. He didn't realize, he didn't even understand that, because all he knows is that we get out of this condo and we walk down on the private beach and we spend the day, and when we get done, we run back to the room, get us something to eat, and we run back to the beach. It's all taken care of. He has a lifestyle that I never had as a child, and I want that lifestyle to continue to be better and better. And what has given us that is this industry, the ability to sell, the ability to trust the system, and a mindset that says, I deserve this, I deserve to get better and better, to be more and more successful, and to continue to prosper year in and year out. And the top is there, and the top is available, and it is reserved for people just like me and just like you. But we've got to have our mindset to be there. So continue to work hard. Listen, this year's half over. Like I said before, we got a lot of year left. We got over 6 months left. Let's make it the best 6 months. Let's grow this thing out. When we sit around the Christmas party this year, just like we did last year, just like we did the year before, let December be the month that we all look back and just laugh and say, my God, these last 6 months have been so good, because we all committed, we all got behind it, we all trusted the system, we did the things that we needed to do to be successful. Have a great week.